As much as I like this film, let's be honest here, it's pretty much Stargate with fish. Atlantis, The Lost Empire. Directed by Gary Trousdale and Kirk Wise, the dynamic Disney duo behind Beauty and the Beast and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Inspired by the classic adventure tales of Sir Edgar Rice Burroughs and Disney's 1954 live-action adaptation of Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Released in 2001, Atlantis, The Lost Empire was the 41st Disney animated feature film, one of 3 films including Tarzan and Treasure Planet, which strays from the convention of fairy tales and princesses to appeal to young boys. With a budget of roughly $120 million, over 350 artists, animators, and technicians from California, Orlando, Florida, and France lent their talents to this film for 4 years to bring this thrilling adventure to life on the big screen. I'll admit I felt a huge wave of nostalgia rewatching this film, which is ironic since it begins with the Kingdom of Atlantis being washed away. And right off the bat, you get the sinking feeling that perhaps living under the sea isn't quite as much fun as Sebastian made it sound like it would be in The Little Mermaid. Now, in true Disney fashion, I have a whale of a tale to tell you, lads, a whale of a tale or two. Because as much as I enjoy this film, I find the similarities between this and the Roland Emmerich Dean Devlin film Stargate a bit fishy. Think I'm all wet on this one? Well, let Papa Vader lay it on the line for ya. In both films, we are introduced to our dweeb linguist hero, whose theories on an ancient civilization are not accepted by the scientific community. Our nerd of the day is Milo Thatch, voiced by Marty McFly himself, Michael J. Fox. Interestingly, Fox was offered this role and the role of Kale from Titan AE at the same time. He asked his son which film he would rather see, and as a result, he took the role of Milo Thatch. According to IMDb, Milo is the first Disney hero to wear glasses, but Merlin from The Sword and the Stone is pretty heroic in my book. In fact, I'd even say he's totally wizard. Back to the movie. After translating an ancient text no one else can solve, McFly here is recruited by a weird old rich person for an expedition to prove his theories are right. Lloyd Bridges, famous for his classic television series Sea Hunt, which ran from 1958 to 1961, was originally cast as the wealthy Preston Whitmore, but sadly, he passed away before production began. Fun fact, the fish in Whitmore's aquarium are coelacanths, said to be extinct for 66 million years by scientists, until living specimens were caught off the coast of South Africa in 1938. Back to the movie. Our little water weenie here is accompanied on his voyage to the bottom of the sea by a tough military team, led by a commander with ulterior motives. Kurt Russell was even considered for the role of Commander Rourke, so I refuse to believe these guys never saw Stargate. Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix were also considered for the role, but I think we lucked out that neither of those 2 jokers got the part. And speaking of jokers, my son, Luke Skywalker, and the best Joker of all time, Mark Hamill, was considered for the role of Dr. Sweet, but the role ultimately fell to Philip Morris. After unexpectedly meeting a tribal community, our dweeb hero falls for the chief's daughter, deciphering ancient writings no one else can read, teaching her about her people's forgotten history. McFly here hits it off with Princess Kida pretty quick. You could even say their relationship goes swimmingly. But it's not all mush and romance, because Atlantis, The Lost Empire has the highest body count of any Disney animated film, earning it a PG rating from the MPAA, which makes it totally wizard in my book. And after the exciting climactic battle, the day is saved, and our nerd gets the girl. All of the sound effects for the vehicles, weapons, and explosions were turned over to the experts at Skywalker Sound because the Disney production team wanted this film to feel like an epic adventure in the vein of Indiana Jones and Star Wars. Bonus fun fact: the Atlantean language spoken in the film was developed by Mark Oakland, who created the Klingon and Vulcan languages. This is not the only connection to Star Trek, however, as Patrick Stewart was considered for the role of the Atlantean King. And while we didn't get Captain Picard, we did get none other than Mr. Spock, the late great Leonard Nimoy. So I suppose an alternate title for this film could be The Search for Spock or Finding Nimoy. Now, as much as Atlantis may have borrowed from Stargate, I couldn't help but think of the 2002 rare title Star Fox Adventure, which did a little copying of its own, in which Fox tries to save a beautiful girl trapped in a crystal. And just look at the design of the Krazoa and tell me they weren't influenced by this film. And if you're gonna copy off of Atlantis, you may as well copy off of Stargate too, because this Krazoa statue basically has a Stargate behind it. It even has chevrons, for crying out loud. But it was a pretty wizard game. I gotta replay it sometime. In fact, we need a new Star Fox game for the Switch. Make it happen, Nintendo. In the end, Atlantis: The Lost Empire is a truly underrated film that, much like Titan AE, Treasure Planet, and Tarzan, pushed the medium of Western animation beyond the realm of fairy tales to more complex stories. Grounded firmly in the action-adventure genre, Atlantis: The Lost Empire is one of the few Disney animated films that could benefit from having a live-action adaptation. The cinematography and film score are superb, and the pre-World War I era makes for the perfect action-adventure setting. So for its memorable characters, sense of adventure, important themes of reaching for your dreams and doing the right thing, colorful art style, and phenomenal score by James Newton Howard, I give Atlantis: The Lost Empire a solid 4 out of 5 Death Stars. The force is strong with this one. We have just completed another day of filming on our upcoming fan film, Fallen Jedi. To help support Vader Reviews, please consider donating today. Your help makes this channel possible. A link to our PayPal is in the description. We average 100 to 200 views per week, so if everyone just gave $1, it would go a long way. Join the Empire today. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications, and follow me on Twitter at Vader Reviews. Share these videos, and together we will rule the internet. And always remember, you don't know the power of the dark side.